Hello, today I will be going over simple setup for Pipedrive, which is a great system for tracking your leads and organizing them. So what will happen is you will log into your system here. You're going to go to this drop down arrow here, and at the bottom it's going to say new pipeline, and you're going to click on that. And then once you click on that, you're going to come up this display here, and this is how you edit it. We're going to hit the pencil, and it's going to open up here. Now I've set up kind of a demo for home improvement. The way this works is for every brand or product that you have, you should have your own pipeline. And the reason for that is because you want to separate the leads for each product. So for home improvement, you might have leads for flooring, you might have leads for cabinets, you might have leads for windows. So you would need a separate pipeline for each of those. And the reason for that is because if you're getting 100 or 200 or 1,000 leads at a time, you want to be able to organize it. And at the end of the month, you can take this report, automate it to where it just automatically drops it to the newsletter. Constant Contact or MailChimp, you can send those information as the leads go to each column straight into your columns that you've set up for your newsletter. So for instance, let's say you have a column here that says voicemail. You got people's voicemail. Whenever you put a lead in this column, you could actually shoot a trigger to your newsletter that lets them know that these people are your voicemails, and then you could actually send a newsletter out to people that you got voicemails for. So for instance, you could have something that goes out every 3 days where it says, hey, we're trying to get a hold of you, give us a call. Sorry, we missed you. And that would enable those contacts that are sitting in the voicemail column to actually call you. And there's also a lot of other great things you can do with Pipedrive connecting to your other systems. So these are the columns. Each column is representing a certain task that needs to be done with the lead. So for instance, the leads will always come in here, which is we title this floor lead. So this is like a floor for a home improvement. So this would be a floor lead. So let's say somebody filled out a form on your website. You could shoot that data to this column here, and then what you'll do is you'll open it up. You may have another column, and you can label these columns however you want here, which is contact made. So let's say you get the lead here, you call it, then you would move the lead over to this column. If you got a hold of them and you're able to schedule a demo, then you would move the lead over to this column, and so forth and so on, all the way to the end where either the deal is obtained or the deal is not obtained. At the end of this video, I will have a link to Pipedrive. If you click that link, I'm an affiliate with them, so you're able to hopefully get a discount. Other than that, don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. So these are the columns that you'll set up. Now you're probably wondering what the probability is. The probability means the percentage that this deal will become an actual sell. When it first comes into lead in, you want it to be the probability to be between 10 and 20%, because you really don't know how the lead's going to turn out. And then as it traverses through each column, the probability should go up. So maybe contact made, let's say it's 10% when it first comes in. Contact made, you say, well, probability of it being closed as a sell, it goes up to 20% if I can make contact with them. Oh, you scheduled a demo, well, maybe your probability goes up to now 50%, and so forth. And of course, when the deal's obtained, it's 100% probability. Below this is rotting in days. So this is how many days you want the lead to be in this column before it is handled. I always say you should just do 1 day for all your columns. Demo scheduled could be 10 days, but what you don't want is a lead sitting and rotting. And we live in an economy where people want things right away. So definitely contact made. When the lead comes in, you want it within a day. You want somebody attaching it. Now, if nobody opens that lead within a day, it's gonna highlight the lead red. So it's gonna inform you and other people that, hey, what's going on with this lead? It's just sitting there. Depending on your business, some businesses You could maybe take a few days to call them, but I wouldn't recommend it. I always get on my salespeople's cases if they're not moving these leads through within a day. I mean, they have 24 hours. Really, they have a few hours to call that lead before that lead's dead. Because, people nowadays, if you don't answer the lead, they're just going to call somebody else. And then once you're done, you'll save it. Now, you can send leads into these columns manually by pressing this button here, which is Deal Made, and then you could type in the information. So we'll just do a fake one, Sam Deal. We'll add it, and then a phone number. We'll type in the phone number and the email address. Sam Deal, and then any other information. And then once you save it, now you can adjust these features in your organization, which we'll go through in another video, but right now I'm just showing you general setup. So this is the lead. It's been created. If you want to send a message to one of your agents, you can just use the @ sign and it'll message them. You also want to put notes in the lead as you're working it, and then save it because it'll timestamp it. So calling now, and then once you save it, it stamps it with my name, and then I'm calling now. So as there's activity going on, you should see at least 5 or 6 notes, and you should always tell your salespeople to write notes. And then to move it down the columns, you can move it down the columns like this, where you're actually in the lead by just clicking up here. And you can assign it to different owners here by clicking this button here, and you can assign it to whoever owner you want. And then you can also, if you click here on this blue text, you can send it to other people's pipes as well. So let's say you have multiple pipelines, you can actually send this lead to their pipeline. So let's say this ends up in the flooring pipeline, but it's really windows. You would just click here, and then you could actually assign it to somebody and then click it to windows, and you can automate that. So let's go out of this lead. This is the first view that we had, and here's the lead. Another way that you can move it down the columns is just by clicking on it, holding down on the clicker, and then dragging it. Basically what you want is, as you work these leads, you want to move the lead down. And this is how you keep track of what's going on. So you should see like 10 or 15 leads right here. And then maybe you have like 6 or 7 in the contact made. You've got 3 or 4 that are demo scheduled. You got 4 or 5 where their proposal's been made. You got like 6 or 7 where the negotiations have started. You've got like 8 waiting for the documents to be signed. And then maybe you got like 30 here that the deal wasn't obtained. And then you got like 45, 50 here where the deal was obtained. And then at the end of the month, the great thing is you can export this information and use it in your retargeting campaigns. So this concludes the easy, simple way to set up your Pipedrive pipeline. And if you have any questions, just drop me a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe. By the way, if you need calls answered at a low cost, I have a call center. It's called keybranchcallcenter.com. You can also access that through the homepage on YouTube. I have 2 website links there. I have my marketing website if you want a one-on-one consultation, or if you have any questions, you can go to the marketing site and shoot me an email through there as well, or if you want to read up more about me. And then also there is the call center if you need your calls answered for less. We have some great rates. And our call reps are bilingual.